Welcome back, everybody. My name is Gregtech, and this is Gregtech New Horizons. So when I left off last time, I said I was going to move the EBF over there, which, as you can see, I have now that I have the kanthal coils. And I took part of my time working on this stuff, the hot nichrome ingots. Now, unfortunately, it takes about 7 hours to get all 128 nichrome ingots when you're only working with one EBF. And I took a break to make a little bit of the energetic alloy. Now, the reason for that is because I want to come and make the, there we go, the experience rod. And then along with the experience rod, stick that onto this experience obelisk. There we are. One of the other things I did was I accepted the vibrant alloy from the advanced mixer rather than a loot bag, and I took the opportunity with the vibrant alloy to make myself 4 of the vibrant crystals, and put them onto each of my pieces of armor. So now my pieces of armor have at minimum a 50% damage absorption. I had enough experience that I also went ahead and upgraded the chest piece with Empowered 2 there, which takes these basic capacitors. And then over here in my assembler, I have the stuff that I'm slowly building up the energetic alloy for to turn those into double capacitors, with enough left over as well to, once I get more vibrant alloy, to make a set of 4 vibrant alloy and just fully upgrade this armor. A lot of people like to go to the nano armor, and I'm just not in the mood to deal with nano armor and things like that. I prefer to work in the dark armor and go from there. I can do stuff like adding glider wings here soon. I can add in goggles of revealing. I can give myself double and triple jump if I need to, as well as adding potions of swiftness for the speed boosts and stuff like that. The other thing I was busy doing was I went ahead and I upgraded my sword with vanadium steel for the sword blade and Damascus steel for the tool rod. Those two things, they give a hint about that in the MV quest line here after the extruder to make a hammerhead and a steel tough rod in order to make the next level of basically mining hammer. But since I do most of my mining with the miner itself, this isn't as important to me. However, getting the damage boost by having the vanadium steel sword blade on there, it goes from 3.5 hearts to 9 hearts, and then you see all that extra attack damage. And then the Damascus steel tool rod, of course, adding 5 times durability. The only other issue is then with this wide guard, just getting that thing upgraded to something more worthwhile. I'll have to look and see what wide guard is good for. It looks like it's just a part, which means that I may end up going for something that has a higher reinforced level on there, just so that I can work with that. So yeah, lots of fun was had earlier. Let's see, anything else really going on? As I say, I was making the nichrome ingots. I still have a whole nother stack to go, but I took a break in order to get the energetic alloy. And then the other thing that I'm going to try and do this evening before I head to bed is to get that glowstone doped monosilicon crystal boule, just so that I can complete that quest and get started down that quest line, because I also need, I think it's 8 of the wafers from there in order to progress on the space race. This guy right here, the advanced wafers, I need 8 of those glowstone doped wafers, and to use those in side an HV precision laser engraver. This doesn't need to be in the clean room, which means I can just use it right here where this guy is put it in there and get it going. Having the EBF over there is a nice change because now all of my benzene can power this wall rather than worrying about the EBF as well. And like I say, I'm moving towards those nichrome coils as quickly as possible simply because it'll allow me to get to more vibrant alloy, which will allow me to upgrade my armor. It'll also speed up several of the ingots because I am running HV power over there. And that will get me the perfect overclocks on a couple more ingots so that I don't have to worry about it as much. You can see here I've got a mess of dark steel. That stuff I am saving up right now. As soon as I free up more time with the EBF, the dark steel will be cooked up, and this is going towards the MV quest up here. Which is this one, the Caging a Demon, the Wither Killing Chamber. Getting that guy done, which then unlocks, I think you have to collect some Wither Skulls from Wither Skeletons. I am going to work on, let's see, I don't know if it's here. It's not over here. I'm going to work on the powered spawner in order to get some skeletons so that I can get the Wither skeletons inside the nether, so I'll be working towards that. One thing I do have here is the slice and splice, however. I got everything necessary for making the slice and splice, and that may actually be what unlocks... Yeah, there it is, the Soul Eater, which has the soul vials and the binder, so that I can make that. So I will take some time to get those things prepared. The Z-Logic controller, of course, needing to be made inside the slice and splice. Same thing with the Ender resonator there, and it needs one vibrant alloy plate. So I've got a stack of 63 vibrant alloy. As soon as I get it upgraded to nichrome, I can do that. But I think I left a couple more pieces in here. I've got 4, so I could grab one of those in order to make that and get working on that soul binder so that we can start getting towards the what is it, the diamond matrices, which you need in order to make the extreme crafting table, which is what I'll need in order to get to the moon. So yeah, progress being made. I'm going to keep an eye on this guy, try and get my armor empowered. I'm probably going to take a jaunt down here into this roguelike dungeon and just sit there, camp down there for a little while and try and collect as much experience as I can. Again, that's what the experience obelisk is for, and start upgrading all of my armor so that I can just focus on killing the liches. That is one other thing really quick before I run away to go do more crafting. This quest is kind of confusing. If you open up the Novice Thaumaturge, you'll notice that you make your wand and you progress down this line all the way to here where it says improving your wand. Now, I originally thought that this gold cap was for the next wand that you create. It's not. It wants you to follow the same way that you created this previous wand with iron caps and naga scales and the aluminum screws, and to make the gold capped wand. And that guy has that 100% viz cost instead of the 110 you get with the iron. You can already see I've got the stuff prepped so that all I need is a couple more caps and a couple of lich bones in there. I do already have one, but that's it. However, having this gold-capped wand does allow you to get just enough to upgrade your robes to the bewitched robes. These guys are great. A witching gadget has this bewitching fleece, which is not difficult to make. Yarn, gold thread, and thaumium thread on this spinning wheel, and you only need like 6 of them, 3 for this one, 3 for that one. But you'll notice the robe goes from 2 to 5 viz discount, and the pants go from 2 to 4, so wearing it gives you a 10% total discount. Very handy to have. These mushrooms also huge help. I don't have to go find a node to draw in. All I do is break these guys down and it will charge my wand, so I can easily get more viz for that. Definitely do that. the biggest hint, though, is the fact that this thing says improving your wand, and it says maybe you should try to improve it with caps. I wasn't thinking that you wanted to improve the original one with caps. I thought that was towards a new wand, so it makes total sense in hindsight now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, I'm going to keep on keeping on. I'm going to go collect some XP. I'm going to go try and finish up this energetic alloy and get these pieces of armor upgraded so I can take on another lich. I also want to upgrade this vanadium steel so that I can get looting on it, and then once I have looting I can go smack the Lich King or the liches in the Twilight Forest and get a whole bunch of their bones rather than doing it the hard way, which is dying a lot, which I did when I was going after the first one and then had to go collect my grave, and it was just a gigantic mess. I'd rather not talk about that disaster. So I will join you guys back here after a while. Alright, I'm back and I have done a little bit more. I went ahead and I got the experience I needed in order to get my Dark Helm up to Empowered 3 as well. So all 4 of my pieces of armor now have 75% damage absorption, which is fantastic. I also went ahead and I gathered up several levels. I believe that should be all the levels in 20 level increments that I need in order to level up the rest of this gear once I get the new set of coils and can smelt down the vibrant alloy. Beyond that, I'm looking for things that I can do that don't involve processing in there, which means I can't use anything with steel, aluminum, or stainless right now. But it does mean that I can play around a little bit with things like magic. One of the things I did get is while I was over there, I went ahead and broke one of the skeleton spawners so that I can work with the slice and splice and make a powered spawner. But here is the anointing paste and a cauldron, and just knock that out real quick in order to get a little bit more of the witchery quest line done. So that takes care of this guy. Now making Mutandis, a brew of combustion. Interesting. All right. So, you know, slowly getting into the witchery side of things. Again, I would like to get that circle of, and I think it's transposition is the one that I'm thinking of. And that way I can actually get, it'll be in... not one of those. There's one more for circle magic, which once I get that up and running, I can do that. So slowly getting together the pieces that I need for witchery while I'm waiting on hot nichrome ingots and things. There's my double layer capacitors that I will turn into the octadics once I get some of the vibrant alloy done. I do have this glowstone doped monocrystalline silicon boule. Let's see here. Does that guy only take... yeah, he only takes MV power in the clean room, which means that I can actually come over here and put that into my cutting machine and get those cut up. The reason being is that I'm going to need 8 of them in order to advance the quest line for the space race. This guy right over here. Trying to get 8 glowstone doped wafers, use the reinforced glass, and make these advanced wafers. 10 seconds each in the HV precision laser, so I'll probably swap out a couple of the machines that are over there on my HV power line, but that will get that type of thing taken care of. So let's go ahead and wait for this guy to finish. It's going fairly quickly. It wasn't one of the longer things, such as waiting for the cooking of that monocrystalline silicon boule. Thing takes 10 minutes as, the moment you're able to make it. So, whoops, kind of a little crazy there. I don't have... Interesting. I thought I needed... oh, that was another part of the quest. It was probably over here on the HV side of things. Right? There's that, yeah. So then they have you go into making NAND and NOR chips. I will wait on that for a little bit. The big thing I want to do right now is to get this guy cut so that I can make the make some more progress there. It's already over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and toss those in there and let that guy do its thing in making those parts. So that's excellent. Once those are done, then I can take a look at the next quest. Once again, I'm also still waiting on being able to do the dark steel to make the obsidian, and then I'll probably take a few stacks of ender pearls and make my way up into the roof of the nether. And then once I'm on the roof of the nether, that's probably where I will put a one of those witchery circles so that I can start dealing with that. Witchery is supposed to go over here, basically on my map. What I was looking at doing is squaring in this section here with cobble, with the exception of these, like maybe the middle two, or maybe just one at least at the minimum, so that I can set up things like the altar and start getting the witchery area set up and ready to be used by witchery, because you know you have to have all the nature stuff around it, putting lots of plants and trees and things like that, and just giving myself a general area where I can work with the witchery items, maybe even on the second floor down putting in the altar or something along those lines, so that I have witchery all down in here. The thaumcraft stuff going over there, starting on the roof with the infusion altar, and then having other things underneath it, like on the floor below the infusion altar, having these guys set up, the alchemical furnace and alchemical alembics. It takes a little while, but there is a nice way of dealing with the piping system in order to get as many of the different kinds of essentia that you need in order to do the infusion altar. And so that is one of those things on my list, is to get all that stuff blocked in as well, and then start looking at the one guide that I have and going through and making all of the thaumcraft piping so that I can start breaking stuff down into essentia. So anyway, a little bit of work ahead of me yet. Let's see, did this guy finish? It did. There are our 8 wafers. Oh, let me grab this while I've got those so that it gets me both of those quests completed. I'd really rather not have to accidentally do something else. Quest complete advanced wafers. That should be good. So that was those two. Come down here to Space Race. There we go. And now it wants me to start making the Avarita 9x9 dire crafting table. It's going to be a little crazy. You got to make the double compressed. Then you have to make 144 diamond plates. Those I could make right now. I can compress and cut enough of the diamond plates. Stainless steel bars are going to take a little bit. Let's see. That is 9. Let's see here. 9 times 1.5. So that's going to be, what is that, like 15 stainless steel in order to make those bars. And then I'm going to have to be up on the roof of the nether killing a ton of withers in order to get 18 nether stars in order to make these crystal matrices, to make the crystal matrix. And then putting together this little bit along with that one. Oh wait, this guy needs one as well. Well, that's a pain. So I guess I will have to go through the effort of making more, because even after I get the dire crafting table, I'm still going to need another one of these in order to make the research, or not the research, the tier 1 rocket chip. So I guess I do have a little bit of things that I can do here and there along the way. I will get to work on some of those and bring you guys back in after a while. And I'm back, and I've been rushing to get stuff completed. One of the things I unfortunately didn't take into account is that in order to cool off these nichrome ingots, you need the vacuum freezer to be at HV power, and it takes, what was that, 8.4 seconds. And in order to get to HV power, I need to make an HV energy hatch or have a second MV power energy hatch on there. And I figured let's just try and actually make one HV energy hatch. And unfortunately it takes these guys right here, the low power ICs. And the low power IC requires a yellow garnet, an air, or a bismutite lens. And since I don't have bismutite and the air lens, the only way you can get it is with an MV lathe. Working with a crystal plate, I was looking at the yellow garnet lens, and that one you can do it. It'll take 2 minutes with an exquisite yellow garnet. In order to make the exquisite yellow garnet, you either need one already, one of the yellow lenses, and 3 of the flawless ones, and then from the 3 of the flawless ones you need you need to have the same thing there, or you can do it in the implosion compressor. So I went ahead and I used some of the industrial TNT that I got from the loot bags, as well as ground up a ton of grosseler ore in order to get enough of the yellow garnets to make that. And now that that's done, I can slap that into my LV lathe and I can get that thing going. It will take 2 minutes for that to do its thing. So I can put this back, and in the meantime I can talk about some of the other stuff that I got done. You may have saw some of the witchery things in my inventory. I went ahead and did as much of the witchery stuff as I could, with the exception of the attuned stone, because I don't currently have a bucket of lava, and also the attuned stone is necessary for part of the candelabra. So almost there to where I can do that and have it set up. I do have this small witchery area with the cauldron and the witch's oven over there, and then I've got a double wide chest where I've just been sticking everything that I need into that. I did also make a mess of clay jars as well. So that guy's going to town over there. It's already been 1 minute. I am going to need one of the wafers that are over in here, and then I need to check on one other thing and see if this is still going to be an issue, because it might still be an issue here. Low power ICs, it only needs the HV cutting machine. It doesn't need it to be in the clean room, so that's good. That's definitely a plus. I don't want to wrench that guy up because, as you can see, it's got molten aluminum in there and is ready for those coils. But instead, I can take out the this guy, mainly because I am going to be putting him there, and then how do I want to get water into it? Let's just go ahead and grab. I'm not going to use lubricant. Well, if I don't use lubricant, that's going to take even longer. So let's go ahead and grab one of those. And I've got that empty tank right there that I can make use of. Come on. Pick it up. Thank you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the fluid transposers that I have down here in the clean room up with my other lubricant setup, since I will need the HV one running here. So let's go ahead and pull that up, and inside this guy you can see I have been working away on my diamond plates that I will need for the matrix ingots and all the rest of that fun stuff that will be creating the Averita Dyer crafting table. So I'm going to have entirely too much fun with that. Let's go ahead and... Nope. That isn't... Oh, well, I didn't have that side doing anything anyway. Alright, put that in, put that there. Go ahead and do that. There we go. And then That guy is done. Put those away. Put that away. And then now I need to make one of those with the MV. So many things I have to do in certain orders, and I was completely unprepared. As you can see, I have all the ingots done, but without the other pieces that I need, it's not going to get very far. Alright, hopefully that doesn't take too long. Yeah, it doesn't look like it takes too long to knock out one of these low power ICs. And then I can take it over, get it cut, and get that HV, get this HV energy hatch built. It doesn't need any liquid, so I don't have to worry about screwing up the aluminum that I've already got. And I've got everything else prepared and ready, so that's good. And then once this is done, upgrade that that poor little vacuum freezer to HV power, get these things cooled off, and then run them through the wire mill and get them sent through and create those coils and upgrade that EBF then to the new coils. Alright, there's that. Let's go ahead and put this battery in there and kick it off. Yeah, it doesn't look like that takes terribly long either. And then over here you can see there are the parts for the rest of this guy. Let's go ahead and take these out, and then I can put in that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. And we'll just wait for 2 of these guys to come available. And we can get this thing built. Then it's just a matter of upgrading and then running all 128 of these ingots through there and then over to the wire mill. And then once the wire mill's done with them, putting them back in here for this. There we go. 2 of those. Good to go. We'll toss the spare 2 in there. That was one of the other things that I did. I also got all 88 of these guys, the crafting tables done. So all 81 of those guys are done. I think I put them in there. Yeah. And we'll let those come out with the compressed. There is our HV energy hatch. Alright, and then I will probably need... Oof, I don't have one of those at the moment. Yeah, I want to do it this way. We're going to get 2 gold cables. Run those through there. Oops. I keep forgetting that I don't put rubber over there anymore. I now keep it in the actual storage. So I'm going to need 2 of those. And before I forget, I'm going to grab the wire cutters because I will need them. There we go. Let this complete. There we are. All right, now I'm going to need to wrench that guy, wrench that guy. Get out the wire cutters there. Wrench that guy. Put on the energy hatch. And that's one thing I forgot. I will also have to do that here. So let's go ahead and get this taken care of real fast. Put that guy in. Wire cutter there. Slap that guy right there. Wire cutter that. Put that guy there. And put that guy there. So there we go. So HV to MV to LV, and then that guy still works. I just need one aluminum cable there to get that thing set up. And then if I right click with the tricorder, it should show that we are good to go. So there's my last aluminum cable from stuff I made earlier. There we go with that. And then if we right click with that, we should see we're now at HV tier for this guy. So that's good to go. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves our first set. This guy may not pop on. I may need to go grab a what do you want to call it? The soft mallet and hit it. I always forget whether certain things will turn it off and you have to whack it in order to restart it. Looks like energy hatches are one of those things. There we go. And away it goes. 8 seconds. And there is the first nichrome for our setup. Excellent. All right. I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. I'm going to go and continue getting all these guys done, stick them in the wire mill, and then make these nichrome coils and upgrade this guy. And I will see you all in the next video. Till then.